What if money isn't missing from your life? It's simply hiding. Not in the stock market, not in a business plan, not in luck, but in places so close, so ordinary, that most people walk past them every single day. That's what Dr. Myles Munroe believed, that wealth doesn't appear by chance. It's discovered through understanding where money hides. The rich, he said, are not magicians. They've just learned to see what others overlook. When you change the way you look at life, you start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. The world is full of hidden treasure, but only for those who know where to dig. Some of these places are physical, like the work you do or the people you meet. Others are spiritual, like honesty and purpose. But all of them have one thing in common. If you uncover them, you'll never see money the same way again. So if you've ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly while others struggle, this video is for you. Stay till the end because the 12th place will completely change how you think about success and divine provision. Now, let's start with the first and perhaps the most personal hiding place of all, the one that's been with you since birth. Because the first place money hides is inside you. Dr. Myles Munroe once said, "Your talent is your personal deposit of wealth." That's not poetry, it's a principle. The first place money hides is within your potential. Every person on earth is born with a gift, something they can do better, faster, or differently than others. But here's the secret. Potential doesn't pay until it's discovered, developed, and deployed. The tragedy of life is not death. It's living with unspent potential still trapped inside. Think about it. A singer who never shares their voice, a teacher who never teaches, an innovator who never invents. They're sitting on a fortune that will never circulate. Most people chase jobs instead of nurturing their gifts. But jobs can end. Gifts compound. When you turn your natural abilities into something valuable for others, teaching, designing, building, solving, inspiring, you begin to unlock the money that's been waiting all along. The reason wealthy people seem lucky is because they use what they have fully, while others barely explore it.
Start asking yourself, what do I do effortlessly that others find hard? What sparks my energy instead of draining it? That's where your first stream of wealth begins. Money hides inside your ability, but it doesn't stay there, because your gift will only grow in value when it connects with others. And that leads us to the second hiding place, one far more powerful than talent alone. People. If your gift is gold, then people are the marketplace where that gold shines. Dr. Myles Munroe often reminded his listeners that money hides in people, not in banks, not in wallets, but in relationships. Every opportunity you'll ever have is connected to another person. The job you got, the client who paid you, the investor who believed in you, each of them carried a portion of your prosperity. People are walking vaults of potential wealth. But here's the key. You don't unlock that wealth by using people. You unlock it by serving them. Money follows value, and value flows through people. If you solve someone's problem, save them time, or make their life better, they'll reward you for it, often with money, sometimes with access. This is why those who isolate themselves rarely prosper. Wealth doesn't live in loneliness. It lives in connection. Every successful business is built on trust between people, customers, employees, partners, communities. You can have all the talent in the world, but if no one knows you or trusts you, it remains potential. When you start seeing every person as a potential door instead of a distraction, everything changes. So nurture relationships, not transactions. Serve first and profit second. Dr. Munroe taught that when you invest in people, you build bridges money will later travel across. But not all relationships create wealth. Some drain it. That's why the next hiding place is even more precise. It's about the right connections. Because the third place where money hides,
your environment will either multiply your potential or mute it. Dr. Myles Munroe once said, "If you keep walking with poor thinkers, you'll inherit their limits." And that's exactly where most people lose their money before they even earn it. by sitting in the wrong circles. Money hides in strategic associations, the people who expand your thinking, challenge your habits, and open doors you couldn't open alone. Your circle either stretches your imagination or squeezes it. Ask yourself, who's speaking into your life right now? Are they vision builders or dream killers? Because wealth is contagious, and so is mediocrity. The reason many never access hidden money is that they're surrounded by people who can't see beyond the surface.
Look at history. Every great innovator, investor, or leader had the right circle, a network that sharpened them, refined them, and connected them to opportunities. The wrong crowd wastes your potential. The right one multiplies it. This doesn't mean you abandon people. It means you become intentional about who you learn from, partner with, and emulate. Your gift connects you to people, and your associations elevate you. But now that your network is growing, where do you actually find the wealth it leads to? That's where the fourth hiding place appears, hidden inside something that visits everyone: opportunity. Dr. Myles Munroe used to say, "Opportunity is life's currency, but only the prepared can spend it." The fourth place where money hides is in opportunities, those fleeting moments most people ignore because they arrive disguised as hard work, inconvenience, or risk. Opportunities don't shout, they whisper. They show up in a friend's idea, a community need, or a problem no one has solved yet. The wealthy aren't luckier. They've trained their eyes to see what others overlook. Here's the truth. Life gives everyone opportunities, but not everyone recognizes them. Some are busy waiting for a perfect time. Others think they're not ready. But opportunity never waits. It rewards the one who acts, even imperfectly. Think about those who started early in industries like real estate, online business, or renewable energy. They weren't geniuses. They just noticed before others did. Dr. Munroe emphasized that opportunity often looks like a problem, because that's what it really is: a chance to solve, serve, and earn. To find where money hides in opportunity, you must stay curious and move quickly. Ask yourself daily, what's missing in my environment? What problem keeps showing up that no one's fixing? Every answer points to potential income, but even opportunities won't turn into wealth unless you're willing to work. One that proves money doesn't respond to wishful thinking, but to consistent action. Up next, the hidden wealth inside the work you do every day. This is one of Dr. Munroe's most practical teachings. Money hides in work, not in luck, not in prayer alone, but in productivity. In his words, God never gave money to anyone. He gave us work to create it. Work isn't punishment, it's partnership with creation. When you turn your time, energy, and skill into something valuable, money flows naturally. Every business, every paycheck, every service stems from one thing: someone's willingness to do what others won't. But here's the secret. Not all work pays equally. Wealthy people don't work harder, they work smarter. They focus on creating goods and services that multiply without their constant presence. Instead of trading hours for income, they build systems, products, and teams that extend their reach. Dr. Munroe taught that work becomes wealth when it serves others efficiently. A chef who feeds 10 people earns a wage. A chef who builds a restaurant or brand serves thousands and creates streams of income. The key is scale and value. If your work solves a real problem, people will pay you for it again and again. That's why the world's richest individuals aren't always the most talented. They're the most useful. And since you're already halfway through discovering where money hides, here's your reminder. The next place we're going reveals how the wealthiest people turn invisible ideas into tangible fortune, the kind that starts in your imagination but ends in your bank account. Up next, the power of vision and ideas, and why they're the true seeds of wealth. Dr. Myles Munroe often said, "Sight is the function of the eyes, but vision is the function of the heart." The sixth place where money hides is in vision and ideas, the unseen world that shapes everything visible. Every invention, every company, every source of wealth began as an idea in someone's mind. The airplane, the smartphone, the chair you're sitting on, all of it started as a thought. Yet most people ignore their own ideas because they seem too small or too impossible. But that's exactly where wealth hides, in the ideas you dismiss.
Vision gives direction to your talent. It takes your gifts and points them toward purpose. Without vision, effort scatters. With vision, effort compounds. The most successful people don't chase money. They chase vision. And when vision becomes clear, money becomes attracted. Ideas are divine currency. They multiply without cost and can transform entire lives. Ideas alone don't pay. Execution does. That's why so many dreamers stay broke. They see the future, but never build it. To unlock the money hiding in your ideas, you must write them down, refine them, test them, and act. Dr. Munroe once put it beautifully. The poorest man is not the one without money, but the one without vision. Wealth begins in imagination, but it's sustained by solving something real. And that brings us to the next place money hides, one most people run away from. It's uncomfortable, messy, and frustrating. Yet it holds more wealth than almost any other source.
Up next, the hidden fortune inside every problem. This is where true entrepreneurs live, in the land of problems. Dr. Myles Munroe declared, "Money hides in problems because people will always pay for solutions." It's one of the simplest but most powerful truths about wealth. Look around you. Every successful business was born from solving a problem. Uber solved transportation inconvenience. Netflix solved boredom and access. Even something as basic as bottled water came from solving the problem of portability. The bigger the problem you solve, the more people you help, and the more wealth you create. But here's the twist. Most people avoid problems. They complain about them, fear them, or wait for someone else to fix them. Wealthy people run toward them. They see frustration as opportunity in disguise.
Problems don't just bring money, they reveal purpose. When you dedicate your energy to making someone's life easier, better, or faster, the world rewards you. Every paycheck is a thank you note for solving a problem. Dr. Munroe used to say that nations rise and fall based on who solves their problems. The people who find answers become leaders. Those who ignore them become dependents. So, the next time you're tempted to complain, stop and ask, what's the hidden opportunity here? Because if you can fix what others fear, you'll unlock money that never runs out. Next, the seed principle, where investment and integrity turn small beginnings into lasting abundance. Dr. Myles Munroe often said, "You don't make money, you grow it." The eighth place where money hides is in the seed, the principle of investment. Everything valuable starts as a seed. Seeds are small, often invisible beginnings that, when planted, multiply beyond measure. Your skills, time, money, and even your relationships can all be seeds. When you invest them, not hoard them, they produce more. Wealthy people understand this deeply. They don't cling to what they have, they put it to work. A farmer doesn't cry over the seed he gives away, he expects a harvest. In the same way, money multiplies when it's planted in the right soil. Whether that soil is a business idea, a skill upgrade, or an investment opportunity. The act of sowing separates dreamers from doers. But Dr. Munroe also warned that the wrong soil can kill your seed. Planting in greed, laziness, or dishonesty never bears fruit. That's why integrity is non-negotiable. Character is the fence that protects your financial garden. Without it, success rots from the inside. And this leads to the ninth and final place money hides, one that transcends strategy or systems. Because the deepest source of wealth doesn't come from hustle. It comes from alignment. Up next, the divine source, the place where wisdom, purpose, and prosperity meet. In every one of his teachings, Dr. Myles Munroe brought it back here. God is the origin of all wealth. Every gift, opportunity, relationship, and idea flows from his design. Recognizing that truth doesn't make you religious. It makes you aligned. Money hides in divine principles. When you follow them, diligence, honesty, generosity, stewardship, you attract provision instead of chasing it. Dr. Munroe reminded his audience that God never rains money from the sky. He gives you the power to create wealth. That power is your ability to see,
to think, to build, and to serve. Many people pray for money, but ignore the principles that release it. But when your vision aligns with divine purpose, money becomes a servant, not a master. You no longer work for wealth. Wealth begins to work for you. Faith with wisdom leads to overflow. When you recognize that your prosperity has a purpose, to lift others, to build, to serve, you start to handle money differently. You stop seeing it as the goal and start using it as a tool. Dr. Munroe's message was never about chasing riches. It was about discovering meaning. Because when your life is aligned with God's principles, money stops hiding. Now that we've uncovered all 12 places, there's one final truth that ties them together. And it's not about wealth itself, but how you see it. Let's close with the mindset that reveals every hidden treasure you'll ever need. By now, you've discovered 12 places where money hides. In your gifts, people, associations, opportunities, work, vision, ideas, problems, investments, integrity, and Dr. Munroe left us with. Money doesn't hide from you. It hides for you. It's placed in your path to be found through growth. The question isn't, where's the money? The real question is, am I willing to see differently? Because when your eyes open to value, you'll realize money was never scarce, only unseen. Wealth follows understanding. Once you grasp that your purpose creates value, and value attracts provision, everything changes. You stop chasing money and start attracting it through who you become. The richest people aren't those who discovered shortcuts. They discovered principles. They found where money hides and learned how to multiply it with patience, wisdom, and service. So today, look inward before you look outward. Your next opportunity might not be out there. It might already be in your hands. If this video gave you clarity or inspired you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's still searching for their breakthrough. Because as Dr. Myles Munroe taught, once you understand where money hides, you'll never struggle to find it again.